I have to confess, I've been working on something that not many people might know about, and I'm ready to share what I've learned since I've been married about this addiction that I thank God I'm finally getting free from. So, about 3 years ago, it was 2019, I was trying to make some adjustments in my life, and I felt a very strong conviction that I needed to slow down. To be honest, it happened when I was rushing on my way to work and I was behind a truck, and I decided it was going to be better for me to switch lanes so I could pass them up. But as soon as I switched lanes to speed ahead, a rock cracked my windshield and I just slowed down, got right back into that lane I was in originally, and took my time to get to work. Once again, rushing, being in a hurry just did not pay off. But that taught me a lesson, and it started to just change the way I move, because time after time I was really getting just sick and tired of having some accidents or mishaps because I was rushing. And it caused me to think, why am I always rushing? What's happening? Well, number one, I'm not prioritizing properly, using my time wisely. So you get into rushing when you're doing other things and distracted. So stay focused, do what you need to do, and then move forward, and you won't have to rush or be in a hurry. Good. But then it got deeper for me. It got deeper in the sense that I knew internally I was always placing myself on a timeline to accomplish some goals, to finish a project, or sometimes it was just thinking about a clock and wanting to be done by this hour and do this by this hour, and things just didn't always align for that. It created some frustration. I found myself a little anxious at times, not in a clinical way of anxiety, but just a little bit more wound up and nervous about meeting my own self imposed deadlines. And then I found a book, and I was blessed just by the title. It's called Addicted to Hurry. I want to encourage you to check it out. It's by Kirk Byron Jones. Now, I've reviewed another book by him that changed my life. And this book, Addicted to Hurry, was actually the first one I ever purchased by Dr. Jones. And it helped to get me in a path of thinking about how to slow down. Now, I didn't know I was addicted to hurry. And then even more recently, there's this thing about hustle and grind culture that we found is really toxic. I didn't realize that was me. And now that I've been married, wanting to savor this really beautiful season, honeymoon season we're still on, I realized why am I hurrying? Why am I rushing to get back to work? Why am I rushing through something that's supposed to be beautiful? And while my life is changing and I want to get adjusted, and it's major. It's a big deal to try to blend two lives. And I wanted to get my house in order and get things out of boxes and decorate and do all of this. I had to slow down. I had to slow down and realize that I was the only one putting pressure on myself. I had vacation time I was not going to be able to take. It doesn't roll over. I would lose it. So why not take the vacation time, slow down, get out of this driven hustle mode, just detox from all the hurry, be still, enjoy the moment, enjoy this season. So I'm sharing this with you because, Christmas, holidays, it's always a great time, but we get into hurry mode. We get into to hustle, grind, work it out. We got goals we got to meet before the end of the year. Yes, I get your job may have you in that space, but what about those goals that are self-imposed? What about the addiction to hurry because we really just don't know how to sit down and be still? I'm smiling because I hear my husband's voice. I hear him say, you don't know how to relax. Well, the reality is that for many people, and sometimes, unfortunately, especially those in ministry, the demands around you keep calling you to work. There's always something going on. If there isn't a crisis about something financial, there's something going on in the building, where there is death or sickness or some other rift or decisions to be made and deadlines. There is always something going on. And my plea to you, my brothers and sisters, is to do not be like me. Go ahead, give yourself permission. Take your time. Take your time to think through your goals. Take your time to enjoy where you are right now in life. Take your time to transition. If you are in a new phase of life and God has something new in store for you, don't try to rush in, and don't be addicted to the hurry that makes you feel productive, or get your identity and your value from your productivity, because that's what's behind this toxic hustle and grind culture. It's about what I can produce. Go hard, go big, go home if you can't, because what you produce and how much you can put out there and what you can accomplish in one day and how much you can squeeze into 1 hour between meetings and eat on the go and do all of this and no time for sleep. I'll sleep when I die. What? Listen, that's not how we were created to function if we want to be healthy. And that may be the key, actually the core reason why there is so much more mental health stress and sickness in our bodies. There's just a lot of tension we're carrying. And we think, well, that's just part of what you pay. The price to pay is no, what does it say? No pain, no gain. But I would say that there is a burden that is really easy, and a way to live that is connected with God, that doesn't have to make you feel guilty about resting, about slowing down, about taking your time and taking inventory of what's important, prioritizing the things that really need your attention, and trusting God. Above all, trusting God with what you just can't handle and with what you can handle. You see, here is what I've always had a problem with. And I know you've probably heard trying to balance life. How do you balance all these things? Sometimes balance reminds me of juggling, 4 or 5, 6 or 7 different balls. Sometimes balance just reminds me of a scale, trying to make sure things are even, giving attention to everything just right. And in either scenario, to balance or to juggle all of that means that the onus is on me to try to keep it all in place. And what I found is that really God wants us to trust him to keep it all in place. Our responsibility is to listen, to obey, and trust. Now that's radical for some people, because what are you talking about? I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm trying to get my business off. I work in ministry. I'm the salesperson. I am the CEO. I am a mother of 5. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I got all these agendas to manage. I do so much. I'm in between seasons that I'm trying to launch this. Listen, I get it. But herein lies the problem. What if God says that I want you to trust me? That sometimes in your life, what you're juggling, well, what if that ball drops? But it's not about you failing as much as it is about you trusting that someone else needs to learn how to step up and get into place. What if you learning how to balance things and keep everything in alignment really means you just need to obey me, and sometimes it's going to look really lopsided. But I can redeem the time, and I also can refresh you and give you energy to make up for whatever you felt was missing. And your life will often look a little off center, but as long as you're trusting me, I can give you a really wonderful flow and ease to have more peace and enjoy life. We've taken so much on ourselves to try to manage in this life. And true, we are to be good stewards of our time and our days and our gifts and talents and the different roles and assignments we have. But at the end of it all, when you learn to just listen, obey, and trust God, it takes the work of the balance off of you so much. It really disconnects us from the hurry, the grind, the hustle, the drive in life. And it puts us in a place to be focused on what God really wants us to focus on, to live a fruitful future. Yeah, I realized I think I was addicted to hurry and addicted to grind and drive. And now, because I'm in a new space and I want to cherish it, I'm just passing on what I've learned, and hopefully it will encourage you to re-examine, reassess, realign, get out of the drive, get into trusting God as you obey, and then find a greater level of peace than you've ever known. All of that stuff will usually work itself out God's way and God's timing, and you'll be healthier for it. I would love to know your comments, your thoughts. Maybe some of you have been addicted to hurry or this toxic hustle grind culture, and now you're seeing the evidence of it in some stress and mental health issues, or your body is now giving you the signs and signals that you need to slow down and rest and eat better. Maybe you just needed a reminder that God is okay with rest because it is a command, and we have Sabbath for a reason. Subscribe, like, and please share. Bless someone with a word that gives them release and permission to slow down, take their time, trust God, and be at peace. Yeah, and that's all so you can experience the intensified life